So in this video we're going to take a look at Alcudia Strip as it starts to open up for the summer 2025 holiday season. Now if you have been following the channel you can see that Mallorca is gearing up for the season ahead. Is that the case over here in Alcudia Strip? Well, let's find out. So you can see I'm starting this video from over here in the Belleview complex up here just off Alcudia Strip, and the last time I was down here actually you may remember that I did report squatters staying in one of the blocks. I think it's the Neptune Dos. If you will have seen one of my news updates, which I bring out every Monday, you will know that the squatters have been moved on. And not only that, it also appears that the Spanish government have put into place some laws meaning that they're going to be allowing the fast eviction of squatters in hotel accommodation from now on as well. So if you are coming over here, don't worry too much about squatters in your apartment block, because like I've said, they have actually been moved on. But this whole complex is now gearing up for the summer ahead. Last time I was down here, quite a lot of gardening was taking place actually, and that's also still the case today. So it's looking very, very quiet over here in the Bellevue today. But then again, this whole complex isn't opening up until I think it's around the 17th of April. So we still have a little bit of a wait on our hands before we start seeing more activity and holiday makers over here. But let's head on out onto the main strip here and let's go and see what's open today. So we're just coming up past one of the swimming pool and leisure areas here over at the Bellevue. There's plenty of gardening taking place, plenty of preparation too. And I think this is probably the most empty we'll see it this summer. But anyway, come on, let's head on up onto the strip. So just looking at the sign here, look, you can see a signpost for the equestrian centre. There's also signposts for the cart track too. If you want to know what's happened to that, go and check out my last video from the Bellevue area. But up to my left hand side, and I must just give them a quick shout out on the channel as well. We do have the Ses Roques horse riding centre just at the top end of the strip to the right hand side. No matter what time of year you are visiting Alcudia Beach Resort, these guys are open and they offer amazing horse riding activities as well for children and for families and for all abilities too, so go ahead and check them out. But anyway, come on, let's take a walk down the strip. Now I'm just looking to my left hand side, look, we can see we've got a Burger King. That's not open. In fact, everything is looking just a little bit closed. And that is apart from the Harra restaurant and also Milton's too, which are both open today. But we're going to head off in this direction. Let's take a walk down. So I'm guessing until we see the Bellevue complex open, we're going to see many restaurants still closed over here. But we may well see a little bit more activity as we head on down along the strip. And we're just coming up to an essential shop over here on Alcudia Strip, and it is the Colbert supermarket, and this has opened for the summer season. You would have seen this supermarket in many of my previous videos, but it's a great place to pick up some cold drinks or your essentials for your holiday. And also as well, if you are in need of a meal, they do food over here too. They also have a little bakery section too, which is also really handy to know. But as we come down a little bit further past the Colbert supermarket, we can see a new addition to Alcudia Strip for this year. This is the 10 Toll Coffee and Brunch Bar. I have seen on Instagram that they're going to be offering beach picnics for the summer, which is great to know. Also as well, look, we've got Champions open too. Although I can see a little sign here. Last time I came down here during the winter they were open, but it says, look, estamos de vacaciones, nos vimos el miércoles, el 2 de abril. So they're going to be opening up on the 2nd of April between 8:30 and 5. Now the next big change that we're going to see over here on Alcudia Strip other developments to the Luna's Beach Bar and Grill, and I'm filming this right at the beginning of April, and my goodness me, this has come along leaps and bounds. Let's go and find out when this is going to be opening. So just chatting to the workmen here, it looks like this may well be opening at the end of April. Might well open at the beginning of May, who knows? But if you've been following the channel, this huge bar and restaurant has been under construction now for a good year and a half, and it's approaching its closing stages. It looks absolutely amazing, I have to say, and it's a much needed upgrade over here on Alcudia Strip. Anyway, let's keep walking down. Right opposite, look, we can see the Sunshine Bar. Look, I don't think very much is going to open up here bars-wise until maybe the middle of April to tie in with the opening of many of the bigger hotels. But let's see. They can just see how huge the Belleview complex is. Go back and watch my video actually about when the squatters were over at the Belleview. I give you some details about how big this hotel is. You always find availability here. So if you are looking for a last minute break over here in Mallorca, you may well want to consider the Bellevue. I shall drop a link below as well for you to book if you want to help support the channel. It is an affiliate link as well, just want to point that out. But anyway, let's keep walking up. Just passing by Julio's Crepes here. Many of you regulars will know exactly where I'm talking about. One of the best crepe places on the strip. But look, we've got a games room open already. Look, so if you are over here for an early season break, you do have kids with you. The games room is open. They've got lots of kids' little rides here too. And you can see renovations are taking place over here. Anyway, let's head on up over the bridge. Looking over in the direction of Jokers, that has actually opened, and it has opened today on April the 1st. It's not an April Fool. There is a bar open over here on Alcudia Strip. And right across the road and just on the other side of the bridge here, look, we can see a huge beach shop that has already opened up for the summer. Now, as we come on down Alcudia Strip, it is looking a little bit quiet. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time for these other businesses to open up, but let's take a look a little bit further down. So just coming up by the Loro Verde. We can also see that preparations are underway to open too. And I've just had a quick chat to the ladies here. They are opening on the 18th of April. Now, as many of you know, just down the side of the Loro Verde, we've got all the bars, little strip of bars here. We've got Nobby's, we've got Paco's and the White Rose. Pretty sure they're gearing up for the summer as well. Oh, I see we've got a little bit of gardening going on here, look, outside of Mucky O'Mara's. Maybe they've been leaving their plants out for the rain that we've just had actually over here on the island. Look, very nice. See, someone's been busy. Oh my goodness, look, big changes over here at Nobby's bar, I can see. Looks like big improvements are being made over here. And just taking a quick run down here, down towards the White Rose. These bars are currently being used for car parks, but we're going to see these springing open in the next few weeks too. And as I head on back to the strip here, I've just been chatting to the guys in Nobby's. We've got some quite exciting news, which I'm going to save for another video. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. But it's going to be quite exciting for summer 2025. Okay, so we have come back down onto Alcudia Strip, otherwise known as Avenida Pere Mas y Reus, and we are rapidly approaching the tavern, which obviously isn't open today, nor the little kiddies rides either. They're going to be probably opening around the 1st of May. Now, can you see it's cycling season over here in Mallorca? My goodness, got quite a few people coming down the strip this lunchtime. But what else is open over here? We're coming up to a little supermarket that's now open too, as is, and you can hear the music just pumping out of the THB Bamboo Hotel. This actually explains why I've seen a few holiday makers over here today. It's like a very nice spot. But you're going to get a completely different experience over here on Alcudia Strip than you're going to find in about a month's time, until the other big hotels open. And we can see as well, look, the Mercury shopping centre is open too, which is absolutely fantastic. And you may remember too from one of my previous videos over here, we saw the opening of the Allure Boccaccio Hotel. This is actually very popular with the Imserso holiday makers, the pensionistas from mainland Spain at this time of year. But soon we're going to be seeing all the regular holiday makers coming through soon. Just got another batch of cyclists. And look, just taking a look to my right hand side, it's absolutely full of pensioners. Absolutely brilliant. And as we come on down onto the main road here on Alcudia Strip, you can see all these little spa shops and beach shops have now opened up for the summer season. And if you are staying on the Alcudia Strip, you're going to find that we're just around the corner here from the bus stop. Look, you can just see the 324 buses come down from Campica, and there's a bus stop right up ahead of me here, heading on back in that direction too. So I'm filming this right at the beginning of April, and look, we can just see the supermarkets down here on this little road just running up to Alcudia Beach are just starting to open up. Not actually open at the moment, but by the time you come over for Easter, pretty much everything will be open down here. So while the Paraiso Hotel is gearing up for the summer season ahead, we can see that the little beach bar and restaurant is now open. Got a first price here, coffee and cake for €5.50. Look, dinner in paradise. You can even come down for the evenings too. And this is why so many of you are coming over here on holiday. Check out what lies in front of me. So to my left hand side we can see one of the beach bars. To get a full update as to what's happening with the Alcudia beach bars, check out the link in the description text below or right at the end of this video. But let's just head on over to the jetty. Now I feel like I'm in the Sahara today, except it's just a little bit more beautiful with a gorgeous turquoise blue sea in front of me. There's barely anybody here. It's amazing how much this beach is going to change as we head on into the summer season. And check out the views looking down along Morro Beach this afternoon. You can see it's quite windy and quite breezy, which is perfectly normal weather for April too. And check this out, look, we've got the fire planes still flying today. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so that is just a very quick look at Alcudia Strip coming on down to Alcudia Beach. You can just see how amazing it looks today. Now, I will be back on Alcudia Strip as things start to open up a little bit more for the summer season, so consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Also, check out these videos appearing here and here on YouTube to help you out with your holiday. Don't forget, you can also find me on the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.